Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is SKTV coming to you live from Phoenix, Arizona. My name is Sekou Kenneth. As always, we are very happy to be here today. We want to encourage all of you to share the show. Today, we are privileged to play host to Representative Alex Noah. I want to say thank you to all of you for joining. We want to encourage you to share the show. Whether you are following us on the radio or on YouTube or Facebook, wheresoever you are following us, we want to encourage you to share the show. So we're going to be having a conversation today with Representative Noah, Alex Noah. You don't want to miss this very, very important conversation. So I want to encourage all of you to go ahead and share the show so we can get this conversation going as soon as possible. As always, it's good to be here. So go ahead and share the show, everybody.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcast and connecting people and culture from getting up out of the club. What is our people who willing to sell? The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers giving us the end, the promise from them. The welcome and life with African.
I live Master. Clay Paris, who make you, I can't ask you to be benyo. Say my journey, Tina get as a man, and he's no money, and more I go. And you love
SKTV, the best in Liberia. SKTV, the best in Africa. SKTV, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand bazaar.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I forget it now ya to money. That's the baby, and I forget it now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah.
SKTV, the best in Liberia. SKTV, the best in Africa. SKTV, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand bazaar.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcast and connecting people and culture from getting up out of the club. What is our people who willing to sell? The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the promise my best. To work with my life with African. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from River Sass, River G to Chile, from Banku, Bombay, Cape Mount, Monserrat, San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
SKTV, the best in Liberia. SKTV, the best in Africa.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcast and connecting people and culture from getting up out of the club. What is our people who willing to sell? The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers giving us the end, the promise from them. The welcome and life with African.
I live
Master.
Clay Paris, who make you, I can't ask you to be benyo. Say my journey, Tina get as a man, and he's no money, and more I go. And you love
SKTV, the best in Liberia. SKTV, the best in Africa. SKTV, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand bazaar.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I forget it now ya to money. That's the na. Toss you walk on my at the woman. Yeah. Oh.
SKTV the best in Liberia. SKTV the best in Africa. SKTV the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the local and grandmaster.
There are things we can do. We bringing good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and out part of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to serve. The session that time and our efforts are rare. The broadcast we giving a real and I promise my best to work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Montserrat, San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
SKTV the best in Liberia. SKTV the best in Africa.
There are things we can do. We bringing good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and out part of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to serve. The blessing that time and our efforts are rare. The brothers we giving us here and the promise from them to work with my life without fear.
A lyrical healthy
Master.
Clay body so make you I can't ask it if you been you. Say my journey, tina ke ase my jamu. Enji sano money, emu aye yo. Enji love emu aye yo.
SKTV the best in Liberia. SKTV the best in Africa. SKTV the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the local and grandmaster.
Ena dine ya tumale, ena salia ya tumale, ena kwanakli ya tumale, ena kodubwa ya tumale, ena dine ya tumale, ena salia ya tumale, ena kwanakli ya tumale, ena kodubwa ya tumale, ena nakagi ya tumale, esta tiki, ena nakagi ya tosi wako maya tumale, yeah.
SKTV the best in Liberia. SKTV the best in Africa. SKTV the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the local and grandmaster.
There are things we can do. We bringing good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and out part of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to serve. The session that time and our efforts are rare. The broadcast we giving a real and I promise my best to work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Montserrat, San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
SKTV the best in Liberia. SKTV the best in Africa.
There are things we can do. We bringing good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and out part of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to serve. The blessing that time and our efforts are rare. The brothers we giving us here and the promise from them to work with my life without fear.
A lyrical healthy
Master.
Clay body so make you I can't ask it if you been you. Say my journey, tina ke ase my jamu. Enji sano money, emu aye yo. Enji love emu aye yo.
SKTV the best in Liberia. SKTV the best in Africa. SKTV the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the local and grandmaster.
Ena dine ya tumale, ena salia ya tumale, ena kwanakli ya tumale, ena kodubwa ya tumale, ena dine ya tumale, ena salia ya tumale, ena kwana gli ya tumale, ena kodubwa ya tumale, ana na pagi ya tumale, esta tiki, ana na pagi ya tosi wako ma ya tumale,
SKTV the best in Liberia. SKTV the best in Africa. SKTV the best in Mama Liberia. Must survive the local and grandmaster.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to serve. The flesh, the time, and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the premise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside to Raji to Chide, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat to San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
SKTV the best in Liberia. SKTV the best in Africa.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to serve. The blessing, the time, and the efforts are rest. The brothers giving us here and the premise from there. To work with my life without fear.
I lyrical health.
Master.
Clay body so make you I can't ask you if you been you. Say my journey, tina ke ase my jamu. Enji sano muni, emu aye yo. Enji lova muni, emu aye yo.
SKTV the best in Liberia. SKTV the best in Africa.
SKTV, the best in Liberia, the best in Africa, the best in the whole wide world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is SKTV coming to you live from Phoenix, Arizona, along with Truth FM 96.1, the heart and soul of Liberia, that as they will call it. When it comes to communication, the Renaissance communication is next to none. I want to say thank you to all of you for joining SKTV this morning, this afternoon, this evening. Depending where you are, we want to encourage all of you to share the show so we can get this important conversation started. Mabel, how are you? And is the guest in studio or not yet?
Not yet. He said in 5 minutes time because the traffic, mind you, today is graduation coming from that end, especially from Central Maneuver from the Stella Marie Polytechnic. So there'll be a little traffic, but I think by now we'll be maybe entering into the compound of Truth FM.
All right. So while we await the guest, I know you'll be sharing the show, and I want to urge everybody to do so. How are you doing, and what are things making news in our beloved Liberia? The never-ending story.
So again, I'm doing great, and someone will say TGIF. Thank God it's Friday.
Friday.
Yes, indeed. So as usual, we want you to share, like, and comment, and also please don't forget that indeed every Friday, at least that's the time that I pass through and say hi to our team, through your 1 or 2 cents of support. You know, it's good that you support these things because don't wait for people to come and scam you. You know, when we scam you, now then you be worried. Yeah, we provide all of the best information. Even yourself, you have your own say. So it's very easy that you pass through and say, yes, indeed, let me be one of the person at least to support this platform. So we are encouraging all of you, let me add my voice to remember it's in a mock, even though you'll be joining us later on, but let me add my voice and say, please do everything possible in your own way to support this platform. That's the only way that the media will grow and be able, because mind you, the media is a watchdog, and one of the media that will be able to stand for you. Even all of the activists, all of the human rights people, all people, they will come and go. but the media remain. Thank you. So I'm doing great. And there are so many news trending, ranging from yesterday evening on. Yesterday evening, the Civil Service Agency or the CSA has communicated through the acting Finance Minister or Finance and Development Planning Minister Anthony Myers that up to 6,387 individuals who are not verified on the national payroll, according to them, will be temporarily blocked. That means beginning, he said beginning September 2nd, 2024, 6,387 individuals will remain verified on the national payroll, according to the CSA boss. He sent a communication to the Ministry of Finance. So that's the news that been training in the evening time. And this morning, the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Newman Boakai, departs Liberia for Indonesia, and the People's Republic of China set to attend Indonesia Africa Forum and the China Africa Summit to advance strategic economic partnerships, according to the information we're getting, that our high power delegates headed by the president are in Indonesia, and they are there to attend the Indonesia Africa Forum and the China Africa Summit. So indeed, that's another news. And quickly, let me bring to you this one. Also, the Liberia National Police, the NMP, and the Liberia National Commission on Arms, or Small Arms, rather, on Small Arms, have announced the immediate revocation of all firearm lessons across the country. So all the people that have been having firearm lessons and so on, they are saying, as of today date, they're going to revoke everything. And if you want a firearm to be registered, you got to go back to the Liberia National Police and that is small arms. So they said in a joint statement, the NMP and the Linker, that is the team that are responsible for small arm or so forth. So they are stated that this measure is aimed at enhancing public safety and security throughout Liberia. So they say they don't want too much guns out in the streets where maybe people don't have authority over, so forth. So that's the news coming from the Liberia National Police. And school will be open hopefully on Monday, the 2nd of September. And parents, guardians, and they are all gearing up. Those who have, they have maybe someone said those who have money to register their kids or their children, they are doing it. For some people who don't have, they are still studying and observing the process. So far, so good. And one of our colleagues, Muna called me. She said they won't be able due to some situation at the end, but she sent me some information, and she said she want me to inform the public about that. But I think as we go along, I'm going to do that. Or you want me to do it?
Maybe we'll take over for a second. I got to answer this call. Okay.
All right, good. So indeed, so that means just go straight to Muna information that she sent to me from Grand Jide County. Muna is right there in Zwedru City, Grand Jide County. So to our people also there, let me say a wonderful good evening to all of you indeed to this Friday. And let me say thanks to all of you for holding on, making sure that our county is one of the best. If not, it's number one. But if so, we got to work hard in making sure that that county become one of the best county in Liberia. So let me move straight to what Mona sent to me. All right, so I gotta read over that before. Yes, I don't want to put myself into any situation, but I'll be it, folks. So please, we want to encourage you, share, like, and comment. I don't know what happened. I tried sharing and Maziga bread. They're my own man. Can you imagine Maziga bread myself? We have the same breath month, but they make a job control me anyhow, anytime. That's the beauty of technology, and that's the beauty of knowledge. So indeed, folks, please. Don't forget to pass through. Let me say good evening again to all of you. We're going to recognize you all as we go along. Yeah, by the time my team join me, then we're going to be. But let me do that as we go along. But later you move through Asadu Mensa. I don't know how to go Ghana no because I want to learn tree. You know, in Ghana you learn tree, right? So you move through yeah, you move through you move through Asadu Mesa. And then so you move through Kanga. So Madam Mesa, good evening to you. And Joseph Ilat. Yes, Joseph Ilat, good evening to you. Say good afternoon, SKTV. I'm watching from Europe, Greece. That's good. Thank you so much for following us, Joseph. And Formatue say, my lovely SKTV. Vod is SKTV. Good evening to you, Formatue. And Ruben, can I say I'm following you from Ghana'sville, right? Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Ruben, for following this show. And this is your number one radio talk show on right here in Liberia. And my own colleague, my brother, Bizena Monk, also said another day to be on SKTV, share the show. So please, we are encouraging all of you to share. And Yvette Sivers also, she following us live. Thank you so much. One of our strong and supportive partner. She always on our back, you know, in making sure that she support the platform. Thank you so much. James David saying, watching. Hello guys, I'm watching from Williamboro, New Jersey. Okay, thank you so much for watching from that part of the US. And Asata Odonze is also watching. Edward Brasios also watching. And Mustafa Bello also watching. My own brother and friend, Sarah Slemane, also, they're always on the internet here and there, making sure that at least his voice to also be heard through the social media, because mind you, the social media is where even if you want to talk thing that maybe you think that maybe the radio may not easily pull or maybe would not allow on the social media. So my brother Saros Slemane, thank you for all of the work you do for SKTV. And Cites say, how come the CSA will not tell us about the number of people who are currently on the payroll? That's the thing, I think. I like that. Melvin Deshiel say, how many officials are traveling with the press? You write, there are several of them, including the wife of the president. Yeah, you know, the Omanchu got to go at least. So my good friend and brother Kim Ashford Right. Say, good afternoon, family. Yes, indeed, my brother. So what's going on? Today's Friday, though. Eugene Hammond say, I'm watching you from Kansas City. Indeed, thank you so much, Eugene Hammond. And Musa Sharif also following us. Augustine Terry also watching, and my own Oman before John Seku. Mieta still hearing also following us. Thank you so much for following us. Thank you. Yeah, so Seku, I was trying to remember some of our people on this Friday.
Thank you, Mabon. And let's take this time to also welcome our man, Brazilian Monk. Brazilian Monk, my man, welcome. How you doing, sir?
What's up, guys? What's up to the rest of the audience? Fine, near, local and international, domestic, and the folks in the diaspora and every other major platform listening. Today is Friday, and you know we pay bills on Friday on SKTV. So another great day to be here on SKTV. A lot of stuff's happening, and we're keeping track of events as they unfold. So another day to be here, Mr. Kane.
All right, everybody, please share the show. It's very, very important that we do so. We have a guest today. We have a representative, Alex Noah of District Number 3. I think that's Sano. I'm not sure of the country, but let me just make sure. He is dead and ready to go. We are going to be, well, so hopefully, once the representative gets situated, we will, it's Sano County. I was right. District Number 3, Sano County. That is the district of the guest today, the representative. Um, Representative kind of walking a little late. Hopefully, Melbourne will keep him there. They will not remove him for for the news bulletin. Hopefully, the news bulletin people there will forgive us for today because we're having a guest. Hopefully, but whatever the case is, we want to welcome all of you. We want to encourage you to share the show as we get this thing started. So, Representative Alex X Noah, are you with us? No, not yet. He's not getting us. Maybe you got to work on something. Yes, once the representative is ready, we will get this thing started. But it looks like you guys are not sharing the show. I don't know. Whatever the reason is, you got to share the show so we can get this conversation going. Whether you are watching us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, wheresoever you are, I want to say thank you to all of you and those of you following us on the radio. I want to welcome you to this very important conversation. Hopefully, the representative is well situated and ready to go. Honorable Representative Alex X Noah, are you with us? Do you hear me?
I'm hearing you. Thank you.
All right. No, it's in the evening in Liberia. Good evening. How are you, sir?
Very good evening, Sekou, and thank you to all of the services that you provide to our people and the opportunity afforded me to be here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So you are the representative of District Number 3, Sano County?
Yes, I am. District 3 Sino.
All right. So I want to give you a few minutes to use that to introduce yourself. Who is Representative Alex Noah?
Thank you. Representative Alex Noah is one of the young persons for Sino. Went to school in a district called Joasson. Later went to Greenville, the capital city of Sino. Graduated from Harrison Derigo State United Methodist High School. Talking to Monrovia. Attended the United Methodist University. President of the Sino Student Union. Later appointed pool manager of Sino. Former GSA director of Sino. Former logistics manager for Landsmark Action. Those groups are rehabilitating young people after the disarmament program in our country. And now representative of Sino County. Based on the approval of the Sino people who served the port as port manager for 6 years, from 2018 to 2023, and then we were given the opportunity October 10 in 2023. Also, educationally, I've been one of the port managers that was sent internationally. I went to the port of Baltimore in Maryland, where I was certificated internationally. I went to the port of Tacoma in Washington, Seattle. Also the General Port Management and Administration. But life has its own way of sending you different places. So from the port industry, now I'm politician, because we learned that one in the school.
That's quite interesting, and yeah, I mean that is a very good experience. I jealous you. I mean, at least serving all over the place in the United States, in Liberia, in Sano. It's good to have you here, Honorable Noah. I want to first of all welcome you to SKTV. I know this is your debut. This is the very first time you appearing on SKTV. It may not be the first time on Truth FM, but on SKTV, this is the first time.
By the way, this is my first time, my second time on True FM.
Definitely.
First time on SKTV.
Okay.
Many times I'm one of your key followers
Oh,
always admire your show.
thank you.
Sometimes you will be the one when your brother, how they call you, I see him.
Steve,
Sometimes when you going harsh, you
Steve,
will say, yeah, Steve. Sometimes Steve will be very robust. And you just quiet person. Every time you always cooling things down. And I see you as one of the peaceful radio station for let's say talk show hosts that anybody educatively they can learn from.
I'm humble. Thank you so much. So let's get this conversation started. Are you okay? Is everything okay? You good?
Yeah, like when I talk, I hear feedback.
Okay, okay, yeah,
I
yeah. They
like
can make some adjustment on that. Um, so yes, folks, continue to share the show. We can start this conversation with the representative from Sano County, District Number 3. And so yeah, to get the conversation started, what motivated you today to say, you know what, I want to come to SKTV. I want to go to Truth FM. I have something to share with the Liberian people, with my district, with Liberian people, and the world at large. So, what is the motivation today to come to SKTV to have a conversation? What's going on?
So as former student leader, and somebody who work in the private sector and public sector before reaching to the level nationally, I think it's important that we hold some level of responsibility to our people in terms of information dissemination. And we are not shy to come into to the media to explain to the Liberian people, both around the world and in Liberia, about the happenings and our workings in our various districts. Because one of the reasons your people elect you is to make sure that their views and aspirations are preferred nationally or internationally. So there are some people who may not have the opportunity to see you when you are at the Capitol building, but they have the opportunity to listen to SKTV, QFM, all of the other stations, and, that carrying those messages from you as the leader. So yes, I was contacted a few days. I was in the States on one of my normal tour with our people when the guys contacted me. And I said, yes, when I enter the country, I will come. So yesterday, I gave them my uh, confirmation that I will be here today. And I'm here to discuss Wild Range. Again, I will do my best. Those ones that I can touch on, those ones that I may not have answer for, I may not touch on them based on not wanting to get in the territory of another person or want to usurp the function of another person. But we are here to discuss wide range of national issues that concerns our country because that's why we are elected by our people.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You are very welcome to come on SKTV, and we hope, like many others have done, this may not be the last time you'll be here because some people they don't like tough questions, they don't like serious questions. And for all here at SKTV, we don't play game. We don't do like a got you questions just to expose you or to discredit
Mm-hmm.
or to insult you or to disrespect you. We discuss national issues on a serious note. So sometimes some people, they can come across as being very tough. But I think that's what we're supposed to do as media, to ask tough questions. The guest has the right to answer the way you want to answer a question. We don't force you to answer the way you to answer. You answer the way you want to, but we have no limit when it comes to the government and the governing structure of our country. So, what are some of the challenges that you have faced with, and what are some of the good things that you have seen since you enter the House of Representatives?
With regard to my district, or are you talking about
The
national?
entire functioning of the whether it's your district, whether what are some of the good things? Maybe we can talk about the good things first, and then we go to the challenges.
So yes, I think first, as a young man being elected, I think it's another stage of learning. Mind you, you have a building that have 103 offices. That 103 offices represent Liberia. You have 73 representatives, 30 senators. Uh, it's now a small building. You and SK can be laughing. SK has certain meeting that you don't want you to know, that's a know about. But that your friend, you're walking, you're laughing, you'll even be eating together. But
Okay.
certain meetings, SK don't want you to be about it. I'm just saying to say it's a very deep place that anybody, you can be a PhD holder, you can be a double master or triple master degree holder. You got to go and learn there. And that learning, it will be for years. But if you are a smart student already, always also, you like, okay, play like you are a dull student for a few months, and later you will pick up. Because those people we got to learn from, they got to use you for a few times. So we are experiencing that. But I think it's nationally, it's a place that your voice can be heard. It's a place that if you cannot change everything, but you can go down the history by what you say and what you do, where SKTV is represented, True FM is represented, when the national issues, some situations, the way you propound, the way you project the interests of the Liberian people, that's how history will carry it. The unfortunate thing, there is no one tree that can make a forest in there. We are 73 persons. If particular thing, if they say to sell Liberia today, and 50 some more, one side, the Bano people, one side, the 50 some more will get it dead. But the history should carry you that you are not part of saying Liberia should be sold. So I'm just saying there are people who feel instantly your being there should change things around. I'm saying you can love it to get more friends of like minds to be able to change things. So it's a learning curve. In fact, if since October 10, if we were babies that were born, we learning how to walk. I'm saying that the fact that we got 6 years and there are people who are there for the second term, some people there for the fourth term, some people there for the third term. Those people have had their own fair share of what we are going through as a newcomer and people who are learning the rudiments of the running of the place. But by and large, I think we are coping, and I feel what is damaging us nationally, and as you made on the radio, is the issue of party. Everybody at a certain point want to claim where they come from, leaving the national interest of the country. Where when issue comes about and you feel from the unity party, all you do is about unity party. Where when issue come from a particular situation and it concerns the CDC, then you want to stand that the CDC lawmaker, or that I think that the country is above all of us. There are some issues in America that I've been visiting over the past 7 to 8 years. There are policy issues that people discuss. They want to have the national interest of America. They will have difficulties in agreeing with each other, but then they put the country first. The country is above all of us. So there is no issue that should be important more than the country than party. So I think, yes, those are all challenges. There are issues with come when you favor United Party, then you have the 20 some more or 15 members from the United Party going against what should be benefiting the Liberian people. And it go across all of the other party lines. But I think our country is the only place we have, the If we look at the national interest at certain points or square to where it belongs, the country will progress. So it's a learning curve. You will be talking your BB boo and then all of Codis will come and say, Mama, share up my eating that thing we here for. And then when the numbers are plenty, they carry the day. And you guys been watching sometimes some of the things we're going through. So it's a difficult time coming from a professional area, and to be in fact, if our classroom, they could get A and B and C, 73% to be one place. It's not a small thing. So yes, there are challenges with that. Also, excuse me, under this, the stewardship of the speaker, I think there are some level of severity in terms of dealing with our codies. There are some level at certain point of moderation in terms of the way orders are given to put codies out. Like yesterday, for example, when we reopened, Yeke wanted to put a point through. And then the speakers, after he put a point through, the speaker said, Yeke, you are out of order. Then the point is premature, for example. He wanted to have the step, for example, or talk further. The speaker said, Yeke, can you get out for 5 minutes? And he walk out without, being escorted by the sergeant. I am saying, for example, everyone who is elected voice should be heard. That's why our people send her. And I think the speaker is playing a leadership role. There are some ups and downs. Every leadership has its own vicissitudes. But in the midst of that, there should be some moderation that we work together as a team. So it's a challenge coming from a private sector administratively that you just take decision for something to happen. Now you need certain number of persons to take decision on a particular thing that affects, whether not negatively or positively, the country. So it's a learning curve. I can say as an 8-month student, I'm still learning and we are open to learning more.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That was very loaded um, answer. So before I go to my colleagues for questioning, were you elected as independent for any with you were elected with any political parties in Liberia?
I was elected on a former ruling party ticket. I'm a citizen and I'm proud to be a citizen and I'm proud to serve the CDC in the interest of the Liberian people.
Great. That's good to know. So in terms of your responsibility that has to do with oversight, lawmaking, other responsibility of representatives. Do you have any plan in mind, or do you have any bill that you have undertaken, written, sponsor or co-sponsor since you got in there, or do you have any in mind moving forward? What are some of the priorities for your district?
So right now as we speak, officially we should be open in October. This one is for 3 weeks, just for the recasting downward of the national budget. As we speak in committee room, I'm co-sponsoring a bill that trying to synchronize all of the president's holidays to make a day that will be named President Day. You mind you, Liberia is one of the countries, even if not the only country, with plenty holidays. SKTV holiday, 2FN holiday, they want holiday, and each of the holiday have financial implication on the country. Each holiday, you know what I'm talking about. Whenever the economy is closed, it affects the government also, because if the business people are not making money taxes and other things for government will not be paid. So we're looking for the historical president in our country. All of them have contributed immensely to the growth and development of what we are. But we need to say we get a one Sonny, for example, to just be called President Sonny. So that bill was proffered, not proffered, but it was sponsored by Honorable Desi Sibo, representative of District 16, and co-sponsored by a few of us, including me. So yes, bills are sponsored, bills are done, and then you have a financial implications concerning each bill that you want to pull for. Also, there are bills that when you're doing, you got to understand what it brings for the Liberian people and the economy. It's not about just writing bills and all of that. You got to know the impact. You got to know the significance in terms of the importance of the bill being passed. It's not about competition. It's about the sensitivities and the study you do as a lawmaker for a particular bill. So yes, as a new student again, you not just can start making because there are some bills in 1847 that they're in committee rooms. And if you want to just say I did a bill in committee room, I mean it's senseless. Your
Yes.
effort is in futility. Intent of a bill is for the idea, the sense in it to be sold to your colleagues, bought by both forces and approved to be bill banning on the Liberian people. So
Thank you so
yes,
much.
I've started, school sponsoring, and then I know in the next 1 or 2 years, we thinking of a couple of bills. We're looking at the implication financially, and I mean all of the positive impact on the Liberian people. So yeah,
Thank you.
I've co-sponsored one bill now in the
Mhm.
8 months.
All right. Thank you so much, Honorable Representative Alex X. Noah. If you just joining on, this is SKTV, uh, coming to you live from Phoenix, Arizona. We are on Truth FM. We are on Top FM. In Fredu, we are covering the Southeast. We are covering the entire country with Truth FM. And we are covering some part of Ivory Coast and Guinea, if you care to know. But we want to say thank you to all of you for following. So before we go to my colleagues, I just want to recognize all of you. I want to admonish you to share the show. We have with us today a representative of District Number 3, Sano County. Um, I want to welcome Muna also. Muna just joined us. They were having some difficulties with internet there in Verdu, but it's better late than never. Muna, welcome. And Brazilian monk,
Mr. Coin.
yeah. Brazilian monk, do you have a question for the representative? Or
Yeah, I think, I think he's going through some technical issue. Maybe he might be
yeah,
back. I
yeah.
think
When he
he's
comes, when he comes back, you can, you know,
Yeah, I got a couple of questions for him.
yeah. When he comes back, you can ask your question. So yeah, just some social issue, man. Just few people that if you're sending me friend request and your profile is locked that I can look you up, I will delete your friend request. Why you want to hide yourself and you want to be making friends with people? Some of you are fake. Some of those are fake profiles, fake names. Basically, I've had enough friends. I don't want to actually take any more friends, but there are some good people. They can, accept their friend request and remove some, people that are not useful. I don't want to use the other word to say it. But if you send me a friend request, make sure your profile is not locked. So I'll be able to look you up to know who you are, to know whether you are authentic, whether you are genuine, you are a human being. now goes so I can accept your friend request. So, Honorable, are you okay? Is everything okay? Can you hear us?
Yeah, sure. We are good.
All right. First of all, those of you listening to us on Truth FM, we want to say thank you to you for listening. And Truth FM, by courtesy, allow us to flow today with the show without the regular news bulletin. So we apologize for that to the listener. And you can brace yourself for the full news on the top of the hour, where when we done, we'll be done with the interview with the honorable here, Honorable Alex X Noah. So Brazilian monk. Anyway, Honorable Noah, just so you know, I'm Sekou Kene. We have Mona Lagrade. We have Johnson Mebonkula, and of course, our chief analyst, Brazilian monk, Saros. So we're all going to be asking you one or two questions. If you can, shorten your answers so we can be able to accommodate a lot of different questions. So you can enlighten us, give us
No
some
problem.
and then
No problem. I'll do my best. Yeah.
So Brazilian monk, if you can.
Yeah. And once again, thanks to the honorable lawmaker for showing up on SKTV. Not too many of your colleagues love the idea of coming on SKTV because they know we do our due diligence here. We don't throw softball here. We ask the tough questions and we make sure we do our research here so we can fact check you in real time. So once again, thanks for coming on the show. And you came to this job.
I'm so happy because Sekou Jah come from praying, so I will get soft questions today.
Yeah. See me the gun and you know I'm running. I can tell.
Yeah, listen to your background. You got an extensive resume coming from the private sector to the public sector, especially as a lawmaker. And you made mention of two strategic training that you went through from the Port of Maryland and that of the Port of Seattle. You know, Seattle is a state in America that depends heavily on fishing, and that's where the 60% of their income is generated from. Their into this offshore and inland fishing. My thing here is,
and one other country, and most of their guys have to work in Alaska for fishing.
Oh yeah, Alaska is one of the fattest ground for fishing. We got a lot of fish over there. So, but my question to the lawmaker: the president is making a trip to Asia, or precisely Indonesia for a conference, and then he will be going to China. And we are hearing that one of the main reasons that he's going to China, we're hearing that the Port of Maryland, Harper, Buchanan, and Sano Port will be on the discussion forum when it comes to outsourcing. You having a background in the training in fishery, especially when it comes on the international scene, how do you look at this move? You think it's going to, from a pop? I don't know, because when you say outsourcing, it's like you're dedicating your tax from the government to more of a private entity to run this port. Do you think it will be a smart idea, or do you think there are steps the government could take to increase activity in terms of revenue at those three ports of entry? What would be your take on that? The outsourcing or option, or government making some moves that will increase the output and productivity of this port so that we can generate more revenue coming from those three major ports of entry? And why not a free port as well, if you are going to outsource?
Thank you. So first thing, you need to do what we call an assessment. First, it's important to know first the wage bill of each of those posts. You got to know first outsourcing there to be independent on their own. And you raise a very good point. As we speak, there are discussions on all of the posts being independent on their own, like the posts in Americas. No port is controlling the other port. To do that, you got to do an assessment in terms of vessel flow to each of those ports. You got to do assessment on how long you have carried on what we call the clearing of the basin. If you let, they call it the to go and clean the depth, for example. Because many times, say for Sano, let me speak directly for Sano. Since early time, for the past time that Eden was president. Matilda Parker, the former MD, was president. Let's say, sorry, MD for the port. He has not been dressed, right? You got to know all of that because all of the investors who want to, take depots, those are reasons they will be looking at to see what even comes to your port. For example, Sano is a logging port. You know, our seasons in our country, we get two seasons, the rainy season and the dry season. Or logging port during the rain season, all your activity are halted. The only way that those port can be sustained, let's say sustaining their own activity, is by putting into a play a system that will expand the port infrastructure-wise, that will attract customers to not come Monrovia alone. And also in attracting those customers, there are ways that your tariffs need to be revisited. And the delays in terms of the bureaucracy that you have in Monrovia Port with APN terminal and all of that. So Seku would say, okay, you know what? It is easy for me to direct my goods to Buchanan, since Buchanan get quota to be able to free my container easily and be able to get to Monrovia. As we speak, there are cars importers and other importers who prefer using Guinea and Arico to get their things to Liberia based on the type of bureaucracy we get in the port. So you strike a very good point. But our country is so consumed with the issue of the political party thing. These are things that you need to look for people who have ideas. Even like me, for example, living and going on the type of thing, not too many people are appointed to places based on political affiliation. If the president who sits at the higher table, you need to have technical people with a technical know-how to be able to discuss the technicality of what you want to do as a president for the country. So, but the fact that you are not part of certain party, you are not privy to certain things. But I pray that it goes well because it's a good thing for our country. But if those assessments are not done to see if the posts are autonomous or they are outsourced, you know how many people Sanopo get on a payroll. So let's say, for example, Sanopo get 500 people on a payroll. If Shave not comes, you not expand the pool to be able to get other source of income, your effort is in futility. At the end of the day, you see people protesting because everybody on their own now. Say who get your own station, you get your own station, you got to pay your staff. So it's a critical thing that needs technical people to look at all of those aspects that will lead you to making those decisions.
So in other words, it means that the government is jumping the gun from your level of expertise that they got to carry on a careful assessment before they can even consider the idea of outsourcing, or is the government now doing her part? Because if you can even dredge your own port, because let me tell you something, Mr. Cannon, I was just looking at the data, right? You know, we run the largest registry in the world. We got 16% of the market share. The second country in the world that comes next to Liberia is Panama. And Panama got 15%. And they bring in about $300 million a year. So if Liberia produces or got 1% in terms of the registry around the world, which is the largest share on the entire planet, and Panama can bring in upward of 300 million per year, the question is how much Liberia is bringing. And if we're not bringing close to that amount, then why is the problem? Because a year in Jota Baka, people want to outsource. The question is, in outsourcing, what would be the cost benefit for Liberia? And then, like what he said, you got to do this assessment. So I really don't know, but I will stop there for now.
And also, before you stop there, bro, you also need to take into consideration the road connectivity. The movement of a pole works in collaboration with good roads condition. So let's say you outsource Sanopo, there is no way that Seku can do business in Sino when the road coming from Sano to Monrovia is bad. You got to look at that. It's key. Because if you go free a container, you will not be in the mud for 2-3 months. So there are few ports that will benefit, the Monrovia port, for example, and the Buchanan port, because they are asset to pave road. So it's a thing that we need to look at critically, and it should work in line with all of that to say, okay, investors, you know what, if even we outsourcing operation, we adding the rules because people who will do business with you based on a simple way of freeing their continuous, they need to get access to get into the capital city also. So those are technical things that need stakeholder meetings so that people with expertise can give their input on that. But again, our country is more of a political country than using the merit of an individual.
Wow. Well, we'll go to Muna. Muna, do you have a question for the honorable before we go to our chief Mabel? But let's go to Muna first. Muna, do you have a question for the honorable?
Not really. Not really question. It's just that once he in there, he should do what he's supposed to do for his people, then what the people can do for them, what your county, your country, your district can do for you. So one in there, you should know what people need and what he can do for them that will keep it in the house there. That's all I can say.
Thank you, Muna.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Muna.
Muna, one of my supporters there.
Ah, okay, that's great. Yeah, so let's hear from Mabel. Mabel, do you have a question for the guest?
Yeah, so first of all, I want to say thanks to the honorable lawmaker. Like you said, Seku, it's not easy sometimes to get our lawmakers coming out to speak to the people. It's very, very difficult sometimes. Only a few of them I will open up. So, honorable, I give it to you. Thank you so much for the both step.
Thank you,
All right, so yeah, so I have the question, even though there are a lot of questions coming in my mind, but let's deal with this bread and butter issue first, because as we go along, maybe again, my team will give me another time again for me to ask. So let's deal with the bread and butter issue when a school is about to open one, and the situation right now in Liberia, things continue to go like from bad to worst. How Where do the lawmakers stand when it comes to all of these things?
No, I think your question is generic. We gotta be specific. Our particular point. If you say things are getting better, what are we talking about? I want to be answering those questions on a specific city wise.
So there are
Making it broad.
so there are mass dismissal. There are a lot of news about people being removed from payroll and so forth. And these people sometimes they have their own family members that are also depending on them. So what's your own when it
So
comes to
those
that?
are the political part. I thought when you were talking about the schools are about to open, I thought students are not, parents are not getting money to pay their children fees and all of that. But again, like I said, gentlemen, all of us are not new people. We are all Liberians. Despite of our various locations, we know how our country been. Only a president with silver mind will be in power and say we are all Liberian. Gentlemen, from all aspects, this government, the way they started, I think it's on a bad footing in terms of governance, more especially with the mass dismissal of our people, including town chiefs and town criers in various districts and towns. But the good part politically, it plays a role for another strong political party in the opposition to make them wanting leadership also for our country. Because again, I keep making emphasis on America and other developed countries. All the people do, the interest of their country is because the individual interest. When you are successful, let me, for example, all of the young people who they respected me, who said things about me when I was in the elections, I could walk to Seku and say, you know what, Seku, during the election, the guy working with SKTV, but he insulted me as representative now, please remove him. What the benefit I get? That one person externally, he or she have over 30% depending on the in our country. Taking people from jobs, those are things yesterday that brought war to our country. It not only rest alone, so we got to be careful as to how we do this thing because we are all Liberians. President we have took power, he made sure he maintained the pay in the absence of the UN. We enjoy the stability, we enjoy the civility, we enjoy everything as a country. I know there are ups and downs in any leadership. Everything will not bread and butter. but it's not as massive as Liberians are crying. Even we, who the lawmakers, based on the political constraints our people have, we are feeling the pain of it. So we need to see our country as a country. Seku should be able to afford a children school going. It should not be something to the discretion of anybody. The father, Seku is an educated man, he can work. You should not deny him based on political affiliation. I'm also saying we have a responsibility to our country to maintain a peace and civility. See what have been happening, see what have been projected internationally in a few days, where Liberian National Police taking guns. Even if there are issues, we should not be firing at this time. We should not be sharing tear gas and people getting wounded publicly. You know how many persons canceled their flight? They were on their way to Liberia, investors, and they got to cancel their flight because they see people shooting guns. Those are things that will put our country behind as a country. We need to see beyond the party line and see our country as a unique country. Look at the history of our country and measure it with the development we have. We are beyond. I always told people, I'm from Sino. Sino has accounted the history of Sino. When you go there, you can measure it with the development that we have there. But yeah, all the bold people with 3 pence and 4 pence, because Sano was one of the original counties that founded Liberia. We need to go beyond that. We need to do more. We as lawmakers, we are leaders. When we go to Seku, to where Seku are now in America, when we go there, when we eat biscuit in car, we put the paper in the plastic. We following the rules. You go to ATM, you're standing in line. When we come to our own country, we don't want to do those things. We are big shots. Those are common things we gotta follow to make sure our countries and other things. Nobody forward the Rwanda. You know the Tutsis and the Wutsi issue, but every night down, every night then, everybody wants to carry their student to Rwanda to school in Kigali. It's one of the cleanest cities in Africa. We can do the same. Do your research. The people were nastier than you and myself. So I think there are more of responsibility that we have to our country than our personal interests and personal aggrandizement.
Wow. Thank you so much. I think from listening to you, you are sounding very, you know, um, I would say eloquent and understanding of issues, even though you say you are still a student of knowing more about the House of Representative or legislation. But when it comes to understanding, issues of governance and how things can work, I think you have some expertise in my understanding.
Thank you.
So, when you say this government is not proceeding well, what do you mean by that? Can you expand a little bit beyond removal of people or mass dismissal? Are there other things that you think this government is not doing
Yes, I go.
well with?
The issue of constitutional violation,
Okay.
I think positions that are tenure, they are enacted. There are time-bound time that is being given to certain positions. Seku will be 4-year manager for SKTV, approved by the constitution or let's say by the law. They both sometimes when Seku go wrong, you investigate him, but there are processes leading to the removal of Seku. So, in the wisdom of the framework of laws that establish those tenure positions, they attach timeline. In the case of the central bank, the LTA, the rule form You name all of the tenure positions that have issues here. The president came and started removing, if it's not removing, all Sekou Tafe on me in the morning, so Sekou is suspended for time indefinite. Why you suspend Sekou, then the next morning you send somebody to act indefinitely. And this is where the country is divided, Sekou. When we try to do our work as lawmaker, then some partisan or some citizen who think they are partisan, they say the lawmaker going against the president is because they are not in power. That is not the issue, but laws should be laws. Sekou, the one thing that hurts anybody, if you hate Sekou or not, is because you don't have control over Sekou being human being. It's through the divinity of God. It is the only man who can say, Sekou, today you will not live, and Sekou will not live. So I hating Sekou, I will always see you on SKTV. Either I switch to a different TV. That's how tenure position looking. I can appoint somebody today in my district. If I say yeah, he laughs, and that person was there for 7 years, they will be there for 1 more year for you taking over to bear it. Until that person goes against the rules and regulations of that particular entity, the president have broken that aspect of the governance down. And you have people backing it because in the football field, the man who just score, he waiting to get on the field. The other man say, "Oh, but the people stayed on there now." Mr. President, just tell the man say he not able to breathe, go on the field. Then he say, "Okay, my man, you gotta rest more. You get there." That's how the job say looking. There are people who were partisan and chose certain positions, not knowing that those positions they are tenure positions. By the time the president appointed other people to do other positions that are not tenure positions, say could not get a job now. So he forced to say, you got to find fault on that man. So LTAB woman go there. She not bend down to speak to the president and say, "Oh, Mr. President, good morning." He say, "Oh, why you stand up straight to speak to the president? You are suspended for time indefinite." In the morning, then you appoint different commissioners. We need to stop that. The Central Bank of Liberia, the policy, it clearly says that the president cannot remove the bank governor. There are processes, Sekou. So if those processes are not followed because of your personal interest to do that, those are things that have the recipe for what we have experienced as a country. So yeah, beyond just removing those 300, 400 jobs, there are bigger jobs, tenure jobs also that people are being removed, and then there is no redress. Even we the lawmakers, based on our political connectivity, when we are discussing a particular issue for the generality of our country, we are split. Sekou from ANC and a full person from ANC, they together. My other man from CDC, if that 5%, but no, this is an issue of national concern. That discuss it in the interest of our people. History with Josh R, and that's how I want to see the country. So yes, again, things that were not good yesterday, you're doing them today. President, we have to over. Yeah, there are 1 or 2%, not as massive as profuse the dismissal of our people are now in this government. Yeah, there are 1 or 2 people, I may not say everything was bread and butter. And one of the reasons, Sekou, you're always in the media, by the time something happened in the CDC government, you're used to see it out, is because there are some oppositions who were in strategic positions. So those people, they were there because their jobs were civil servant jobs. They were strategically placed for a year tenure, and they were there. So CDC could not move them. And those were people who were technical people who were not in the political space every day to say, oh, because the president calls the president, that the way now, if you probably one minister, you don't speak, then they say, oh, that CDC man, that why you not speak to the minister? Then in the morning, they suspend you for time indefinite. I don't think that's the type of Liberia we want to get. So
All right.
yeah, there are more beyond the 300 jobs. There are some issues that have legal implications that the government is involved with also.
All right. So, based on your understanding, you say you are learning, and Liberians from all walks of life consider the legislature to be corrupt. Based on what you're saying for the past 8 months, do you think the legislature is corrupt? Specifically, do you think the House of Representatives is corrupt since there is where you work?
So if the House of Representatives is corrupt,
The House of
I
Representatives
think
the House
it's
of Representatives and the entire House of, in the entire legislature. Do you think?
so if you say yeah, the question I think is some at certain point I may not want to because between you and myself, the House is something or it's a building.
Mhm.
We are some the three lawmakers. In like church, you talk about congregation, you talk about church. I hear people say are going to church in the morning. The church is not the building, it's the
Mhm.
people that are in our building who
Yes.
going to worship.
Mhm.
But again, it is a hard question to ask me whether the horse is corrupt,
Mhm.
including myself.
Okay.
But we could also paraphrase it. There are some bad apples among the apples. I could say yes, right?
Mhm.
Again, it boils down to the way we can vote. Seku will look at the national interest of the country and say, I'm not voting for the thing. But by the time the majority votes, it is being carried because it's democracy. So I will not say the horse is corrupt, but there are certain people there who are corrupt. If the question is here, do you know them? I will not know them because I have not carried everybody to court. But I know corruption is an allegation going for investigation and being proven that yeah you are corrupt is another thing. So I will not come on the radio to say my colleagues are corrupt or myself I'm corrupt until it is proven. But also there are some things that can happen. You can be happy. I will say no because you got to take it because you just one person or two persons among the bad apples. But I know there are good people who have built their character over the years in the House of Representatives. And no circle between you and myself. If you're working with an institution, you got to be careful as to what you say.
Mhm.
We are all people who build our character in different areas. Today, I may not be representative, but I can be in another area based on my expertise. So I should know what to say about Seku and how to say it out there. And Seku, you follow it now. Even there are issues of the budget being fingered. Yesterday we were in session. You can say, you finger the budget, the budget are being finger rated. And then we just borrow it. Hey, just for the laughter sake. Yeah. But do I know who fingered the budget? No. Am I hearing that budget are being fingered? Yes. But what is the next thing?
All
In the
right.
minds of
So,
the
yeah.
speaker set up a specialized committee to investigate the figuration of the budget. Simply, when I go on, just leave it here, I just for the sake of it. The speaker set up a committee to investigate that. And that committee, our opening of the budget and discussing it is contingent upon the reportage from the committee before we can proceed with the budget. And I
Okay.
know by the grace of God, by Monday, that committee report will be to the speaker, subsequently transmitted to the planned area.
So let me ask this question, and then we will go
So
around
why
again.
you're laughing about the figure of
Because that one figure that I don't like to hear it because a lot of people don't like to hear it. I like to say it sometimes, but people don't like to hear that particular word. So
Go ahead.
the figuration and that one part, we got to go ask Google and Taros and all the other, you know, all the other books so we got to consult them for the definition of figuration. I don't even know. I never heard that. But anyway, you share something, you don't know what you don't know. You cannot accuse people of something that you don't know. But it has been reported, that the House of Representatives, or the legislature as a whole, mismanaged about $280 million. Now, you may not know the individuals who are grossly corrupt, but there is corruption allegation lingering around. Will you support the House of Representatives or legislature as a whole to be audited? If so, would that include the 53rd, 54th, and this 55th?
So, Sekou, I'm now an auditor.
Will you
No,
support?
I come in now, Sekou.
Okay.
I never used to love when I was in school, yes or no, true or false. The auditors have their own way or roadmap that leads to the auditing. Some people will say 10 years and above or below. So if the real question is, do you support for the house to be audited? I would say yeah. When it starts,
I asked two questions. The first question,
Yes.
the first phase of the question was, will you support the idea of the House being audited or the legislature being audited?
Sure,
If that is
sure.
yes, would
Sure,
we,
because it said one
that frame,
clean
that can be, in the air for discussion. But
Yeah.
we support the idea of
Exactly.
being
Because everything that concerning the us is concerning the public. We are representing our people. Even our own pay is a taxpayer money. One who comes with clean hair, or let's say equity should come with clean hair. So if we have the oversight responsibility to auditing or maybe asking other ministries and agencies questions as to how they proceed and execute projects and all of that, then we ourselves also there should be a body to audit us. So I don't think it will be a problem. And I think if any lawmakers or any of the lawmakers, is against it, then I think they have something to hide. But I think it's a good thing for transparency purpose.
Thank you so much, Representative Alex Noah is with us today, Sano Kante, District number 3. So we'll go to my colleagues. We'll go to Mong. Let's just at one question. We can open the line for our audience, the followers of SKTV, to ask the honorable some questions. You may be surprised. Maybe we may have some people calling from Sano County to ask you, a question, or maybe to praise you, or to somehow put you, on the radar.
But we say it's national. We have not gone to my place.
Okay. So, President Mon, do you have another question for the representative?
Well, more of a question and a statement, because the fact is the House is inherently corrupt. That's not sentiment. That's proven fact. There were documentations to prove that illegal transaction that cannot be verified. We know that over the past few years.
From which auditing frame?
My brother, we
not acting now. We gotta know. So
that's
that
how you think we were able to figure out that they were. You're talking about $280 some more million in terms of estimate over the last 6 to 7 years from the 53rd and the 50. Let's say the 54th and the 55th legislation, because it's not only an allegation, like I said. I understand you are a freshman, you got to protect the institution, but we all know, and that's an overwhelming consensus from the Liberian people, that our lawmakers are one of the major problems in that country. So let's not play game about it. I mean, we don't want to play politics.
So it's not about game. I could learn from you also. I'm just saying, say go to SKD, they, blah, blah. Then I can Google
Umbrella,
to know, to
they
say
just
this
did
is
an
what the
internal report
is.
from the Senate and the House that it was not a full-blown audit, but they were just doing some internal looking at the financial management system, and those were the preliminary findings. That's what I'm saying. It's not sentiment;
Okay,
those are
go
factual.
ahead.
We got proof here. The SKTV here. When we say something here, we know exactly what we are saying. We got proof to that. So even normally Kanga admonished that, and she promised that they would change the system in the Senate because they are inherently corrupt. That's a fact. But one thing here is it was mostly about the issue about this government payroll. I don't know if you consider that to be more of the right thing to do or corruption. Or let's say political wage hunt. Because let me give you a premise here. From the Madam Salif administration, we have on average of 45,000 government employees. When George Weah came to power, they bloated the payroll to almost 60,000 by adding additional 15,000 or more to the payroll. Now, we always complain, oh, we are not carrying on development, the government payroll is overblown. Okay, we all know they are wage bill, and we keep complaining about recurring expenditure that every time we collect taxes, the vast majority of the money, maybe 92% of the government budget goes to recurring expenditure. So you don't have that much to make an investment into the long-term future of the country. So if a government will come in place, and I'm not here to play quarterback for Joseph Boakai administration, if Joseph Boakai government believe that we have too many government employees, and most of them that were temporary, if they want to cut down the workforce of the entire government, do you think that is a political move or that is the right thing to do?
You're talking about the CSA and
yeah, the CSA with all the supplementary payroll that have been created. You got from the Ministry of State with 728, just one institution. You're talking about 728 ghost names that you cannot account for. Do you think by shrinking the size of government, by getting people off the payroll, do you think that's a political move or the right thing to do?
So also, to go for campaign as a government, you tell your people that when you win, you give them job. You do things for them to sustain their family. So getting into power and taking people from payroll and not adding people there, I think is also a thing that will also put the government into noise, continuous protestation from the citizen, because these are some of the mantras that people go and campaign on. So, but what is important, if Sekou name is on the payroll, Sekou should be able to go to work. You don't have people on payroll who are good or people who are out of the country and they're on the payroll. But if you, the matter of fact, you should know government is a higher employer in our country. There are not too many companies, NGOs in the country. So everybody feels that they should get part to play in government. So that's why when you see people dismissing people, then you have noise in the country. I against people name being on a payroll, and in actuality, you are not seeing those people to go to work, or those people, they are people on different planet, then I have issue. But if, for example, Sekou and Sekou, sorry for using your name, I think it's easy to call.
It's okay.
If Sekou are having 15 to 20 young persons.
Yeah, even if I want you to do something, you might make mistake, you put my knee on the check then, so that way.
Yes.
Yeah. So that way, people.
If Sekou are having 15 to 16 young persons working with him when you're contesting as senator, for example, for a county, and Sekou wins that particular election, all the expectation for those young people is to get something from Sekou in terms of jobs. Even Sekou can take 1 million and share it, then they will say, Chi, you got to teach her how to fish. So every minister that comes, they get their own people who supported them in a rainy day. Every representative or any, just think about that, bro. So I am saying the real thing is, it's not bad to get Liberian people jobs, but those people should be able to go to work and do the Liberian people work. Instead, the one I go against is where I would say 5% on payroll, and then that 5% money are collecting in actuality. The people are not people, they are not human beings that physically you can see. That's one. Right. It's a serious corruption for the country.
So Thank you so much, Honorable.
Mr. Connor, what's the update? You know today is Friday. I haven't heard you say anything about it.
Well, I was going to go there. For what I'm seeing here on Cash App, one person donated $25. That's what I've seen for today. And somebody sent us $100 on the Zelle, but I don't know the person. I think it's under some company name, but I don't want to announce the name if the person don't want us to. Uh, those are the two donations I've seen for today. One is $100, and that came from a company to the Zelle, and the other one is to the Cash App. So, just for a quick announcement, those of you who have actually supported SKTV in the past, our regular Cash App number is no longer in use. The other one that you were using sometime, that's the one is only Cash App number we have now. That is 480-401-2081. You're going to see on there SKTV. Also, the Zelle is 602-620-0352. It's also Zelle for SKTV. You're going to see it as business. It's going to be SKTV. You're going to also have my name, but we're going to show you is enroll as SKTV because that is the business account for SKTV. Just so you know, the person who sent the Zelle, the $100, wants to say thank you. If you allow us, we will call your name to the public. If not, we appreciate the support. And the person who sent the $25 to the Cash App, we also want to say thank you. That's the update. So what I wanted to do, I don't know if you guys, if Mabel and Mona will have questions, but I want to also open the line in Liberia to hear from our people. Mabel, you want to open the line, or we'll go to Mona to open the line?
If Mona want me to do today, I can do. But Mona, you want to do it?
Mona, are you available to take calls?
All right, 0
I'm available always.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
No,
Go ahead.
Mona is available. She should repeat the Zelle. Okay. Mona, hold on. That money being here. Let's finish that one. But let me announce that one. Then we'll
What?
Somebody said I should repeat the Zelle number. So I want to make sure. Yeah. Okay, just hold the line. Let me make the announcement. Who that person? The Zelle number
Go
is
ahead.
602.
Okay. All right.
620-0352. 602-620-0352. And the number are right here on the screen. So Mona, go ahead. Let's take a few calls, maybe 5 calls, so we can have time for representative to respond before we leave.
All right. Hello.
Yeah.
How about you? Okay, your name is calling from where?
The person is very low. I don't know. We can hear them. Little volume.
Please put loud your voice, yeah? Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think it comes from your end. Just put the volume down. Honorable, can you hear the guy? The caller?
I barely hear.
Yeah, it's very low.
Can you hear them? You low, man.
Even going down the train.
Go ahead.
No, caller.
I'm asking.
It's okay now?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's okay?
Yes.
Yeah, better.
Go ahead.
Okay, so honorable, with all of the laws that the president working in 8 months, I mean, are you people who are lawmakers who are supposed to checkmate the president, all of these things, and safeguard our constitution? Are you going to say so finally, I mean, to once the president breaks all of the laws of the country? Because, I mean, these things that you said, in my mind, are nothing more so independent. I mean, what are you people planning as the lawmaker? Because it's not just about waiting for election yet. With the laws being broken, because mind you, the president told us to protect the laws of the country. And I mean, with 8 months, all the laws being broken in the country, are you people just going to sit and allow it to happen?
Thank you.
What are you telling
Thank you. Thank you. Go to the next question. We don't have time.
That's my
Why
question.
got you all the
All
forever?
right. Thank you. Good evening. I'm okay. Nina calling from where?
I am CDC Defending Giant Benigo Newton from Concord Town.
Go ahead, Chief. Let's hear you.
Thank you for hosting me and thank you to the rest of the panelists. I want to know from your two guests, what is the thought on the illegal equipment that Joe Baga brought in the country? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, that kind of
0881 14 35 04 07 76 105 105. Back in a strong one. 0881 14. Good evening. Hello. Okay. Good evening. I'm okay. Name and calling from where?
This is Reverend Shirulangela calling from KV, a pastor of Sano County.
Reverend, let's hear you. Straight to the point.
Let's go ever so much for my representative that is the city there. I have a question.
Straight to the point.
My question has to do with what they are doing about Sano County, the caucus. They're after so bad, there's no road, and they use 22 million us, 8 million the users in Ladula. Then Sano County is not benefited. That's my question. Why?
Thank you, Reverend. Thank you. 0881 14 35 04 07 76 105 105. Good evening.
Hello.
Name and calling from where?
Good evening.
Your name and calling from where? I'm okay.
Am I live?
You are live. Name and calling from where?
I'd like to say good evening to the guests. My name is Louis, and I speak from Bushwa Island.
Let's hear you, Chief.
I don't have problem. Yeah, I don't have problem with the game. I have problem with Sekou and Monk. Normally, when guests is not on the show, the adjective they use, I expect Sekou today be saying fast in the separate.
Good evening.
I'm not even doing that.
0881 14 35 04 07 76 105 105 0881 14. Okay, we'll take the call and go to the lawmaker. Good evening.
I'm taking a left the line, and I'm saying my disappointment is Sekou Monk and this host, not the guests. Most of the time when they get guests, you see them being moderate. But Sekou can describe Joshua and Potter that the librarian are all sophisticated.
Good evening.
Really?
Name and calling from where?
Yes, so my name is Focus Welshing, and I call you from Monrovia. And let me say good evening to my good friend, brother, Sonny Badna, representative of Sando County.
Let's hear you. Straight to the point.
I think it is not a surprise. I have to check with the agenda of the House, particularly so his business I laid speaks to the fact that there are some clean people at the House, and also there are some but I think Senator Noah is on course. As he goes, he strikes a point. His points are all valid. I just want to say thank you. I mean, he's representing the young people, and whatever he's saying, especially so when ultra, our teachers are commending.
Thank you.
But I want to say thank you for your work done and keep it up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take the last one and go back to
Yeah.
the lawmaker. Good evening.
Yes, good.
Your last, let me call up. Your name?
Abraham P. Fuller, calling from Ghana Bay, to be precise, Panama Junction.
Let's hear you, Chief.
Yeah, I want to commend the honorable man, Honorable Noah. I want to recommend to him that the Sano County people, which is to be precise, District 3, representing to do the reporting in the House. And myself, I'm from Sino. I'm from District 3, which is Passant District. So I really want to recommend to really do the referral thing and sit by everything that the people say, oh, yeah, I agree that there are majority in the house that carry the rule. I know, but he must speak out.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. You will speak out. Thank you. Mr. Kane, back to you.
Yeah, Honorable Representative, I know we'll do this again. Hopefully you are available.
Yes.
You will come on time where we have the full 2 hours because people really, really like what they are hearing.
Yeah, sure.
And the fact that the House of Representatives is a court, when you get there, before they baptize you, you will be nice, you will do all the good things. But by the time you start receiving, by the time they baptize you now, you start receiving the free money and all the things that start happening, you become corrupt,
Envelope.
then everything will change. We
So good.
hope
Let me run your show. You
we
come to
hope
the
that will
point
not
far,
happen.
far
Let me
more
say this.
than
We
me.
hope that will not happen. And we want to encourage you to come back, but go ahead and answer to these, call us. And then
So
we
Sekou, thank you. There's a guy who said, "What are we doing when we see the president breaking the laws?" We have three different branches of government, but coordinate for the common good of our people. The president is the first person in this country. Also, nobody is above the law. Don't get me wrong. These same people who call it on their radio, if we taking a stand on a particular thing to benefit Liberian people, you have the diversity of their views based on political orientation. CDC people will be one side, Unity Party people will be one side, Common people will be one side. It makes it difficult for us to do our work. And I'm saying this is a fact. There should be a point we look at a country and a particular situation and we get together as a country. Sekou, if you went to the market woman are asking you which party you come from to serve you. Looking at the escalation of all of our presses and no press control and all of that, it affects everybody. But on a particular situation that we need to look at as a citizen, you have all partisans from various parties causing the lawmakers. We're not going to fight the president. We got to do it in a way that respect is given to all of us and him. So we have been talking. Some people have been putting letters on the floor that the way the president is proceeding is wrong. You want a radio, if I'm lying, say I'm lying. We've been doing it. These same Liberian people, if you put on a talk show, they will say, oh man, that white envelope they want, man. That black envelope they want. That green envelope they want. They will name all the envelopes that they know that people can give us. So good, let me tell you this story. When I got elected, we had a notion when you out there that you will get resettlement, they will give you one brown envelope. I went to the chief clerk office for my brown envelope, that the rules of the hall they gave me, the 16% are supposed to get, the bills are in committee room, the bills that were passed, those ones in committee room. Those are things they can give you. But people will say, oh, when you win, get a brown envelope. That's a myth. The other guy said, what we're doing about Sano Rule, this is not about a particular county.
So,
as a country, as a lawmaker.
just so you know, I want you to try to finish it under 2 minutes so that we're going to have another.
Yeah, I will do. I will do. Yes.
On
I will
radio.
do. So,
we'll continue the
you
show.
guys were here. The president said, in the first 100 days, no road or no car will issue in the mall. They put 22 million in red there, for example. Dry season, we're experiencing car moving freely. Now you're seeing car issuing in the mall. The 22 million finish. You gotta go back to all of us got something. I want to be the public work minister. So we've been talking as county leaders. We've been playing our oversight role. That those roles, I think by now we got to graduate from there, read there and all of that, and make sure that even if that 1 million can pay for 1 mile, we do that. So town without number, by the time you go low, you reach to a particular county, putting millions in right there, it's a normal thing that we've been doing town without number, Sekou. So these are things. Now every government, when you come and pronounce for your people, they hold you by those things they do. So most of the questions for the president, we're doing our best, and we gotta do our best as a country. All that I want us to do, we try as much as possible. We Liberians sometimes will be responsible if the lawmakers doing it well. Where you see them doing the rightful thing, commend them. But if everything we take it the political way, where you say from the other party not doing your good. So again, Sekou, I want to say thank you for giving us the opportunity. The other man who say very you and more, I know why you very for. So I'm not got
I'm
another
oh,
question.
it's okay.
Yeah, so
You'll
I'm
be
so
fine.
happy. In the future, we improve it to be able to get a exact 2 hours. I think because of the traffic, we came a little bit late.
Yeah.
Thank you for
No,
the
maybe
opportunity.
we'll get to you or myself will get to you. We'll set up another
Yeah,
time based on
okay.
your availability, and then you will come here. We want to say thank
So
you to you, and we really appreciate your coming. And hopefully, this will be the beginning of more appearances. Thank you so much.
thank you, Sekou, and thank you for everything.
All right. So yes, we are still here. We want to continue with the show here to know exactly what you're thinking and what you just heard from the representative. Uh, what's your overall impression of the interview? We'll go to Mom first to give a post-interview analysis as to what he kind of deduced from this interview. Mon, are you there? President Monk. All right. While we await Mon to come back, let's get to Muna. Muna, what is your overall,
Yeah.
take on this interview today? What say you?
Ah, no, interview are very found the way the honorable guy just that is then you're escaping some questions. But anyway, he spoke well. Yeah, we just hope and pray that although some things asking he read it or something, saying new, yeah, we just hope and pray to the right thing out for his people. Yeah.
All right.
Because the first when you go in, you start you go on committee now. Say by you get called back, so you go on committee, but you can't talk again because you're getting a free envelope.
Yeah.
So we just hope
Hopefully,
and pray that, yeah,
yeah. Yeah, but
so he's
one,
still
one,
learning. Mm.
yeah, one good thing I heard from him that I'm kind of impressed about is the fact that is for he supports the auditing of the horse.
Yeah.
He was very clear when he said, if you are against auditing of the horse, you are probably hiding something.
Hmm.
So yes, we're gonna go back to our people. Today is Friday. Normally we will have, you know, at least good number of people supporting SKTV. It has been second week now. People are not, coming through. We are not going to fault you. We're not going to blame you. We are not going to force you. We are encouraging all of us. We're going to keep the show going. Maybe it's because some of you don't have the new Cash App. Again, I'm going to repeat the Cash App number. That is 480 401 2081. 480 401 2081. That's the Cash App for Zelle. 602 620 0352. We appreciate everybody and the two people that joined us to SKTV. We want to say thank you to you. The lines are open in the diaspora. If you care to call in to give your opinion, we have 10 minutes to go. If you care to call in and tell us what do you think about the interview with Honorable Noah. Uh, for now, you know, to me, he's sounding very promising. sometimes it's not about the party you represent. It's about your own integrity, honesty, and your sense of purpose. Why you went over there for? What were you? What in fact? Why you decided to even go to the House of Representatives or the Senate or to run for president or any elective position? What is your objective? What is your purpose? If you're going to that place, if you are going there to enrich yourself, you will definitely be corrupt. No mercy, no matter what. Because that's why you went there for. Because that place is not anywhere. Even if you are taking $10,000 a month, they say they're taking 5,000. But even if you're taking $10,000 a month, there's no way you taking $10,000 a month for you to be able to build any house that will cost $300,000 a year within the year time. Even if you're taking $15,000, that's not possible. Because if you are taking $15,000 a month, 10 months at $150,000, 2 months at $30,000, that's $180,000. But then you are there for 1 year, you build $300,000 home, $500,000 home in America, $100,000+ home in that place. You're carrying, 3-4 cars that will cost $80,000, $40,000 here and there. Where did you get that money from? You gotta, take care of your family. You gotta do other stuff. Then other people coming to you asking for handout. So it's not possible for you to make that kind of money in a short period of time if you're not corrupt. If you're not getting some free money somewhere. So, long matter short, this representative is sounding very, very, promising, but we don't know for how long. Like many others before him, they will sound really good. But before you know, somebody come and call in just now. But man, don't go to that platform again. Our platform, they can ask tough questions. They can question people. They can call all who corrupt. They can insult the government. They can talk bad about JNB. Oh, they don't let Joe. They can bam up the president. Before you know, now this guy will kind of, take a different position. And they will, make him to feel corrupt and he will never come back here again. But if this guy is going to be like the other representative that came the other time from Grand Bassa County, we hope to bring him back here. And there are a few others who are very genuine. They love their country. They are showing it. They are not yet corrupt. Or better yet, they are yet to be baptized by those guys. Like when Dylan came. Dylan say, I'm the light. When you put the light on, all the witchcraft they can put in their hand in front of them to cover themselves up. By the time Dylan started receiving the $30,000, $10,000 here and there beside their salary, committee heads receiving money per them for traveling. By the time Dylan, started to receive those money, he became the defense lawyer for the corruption in the Senate. When corruption happens, DeLong can be the first to write something to distract the people from finding out the corruption that they are engaged in. Nobody knew that DeLong was going to be corrupt. I personally campaigned for DeLong, supported him, called family members, friends to vote for DeLong, encouraged other Liberians from across the globe to support DeLong, both financially, morally. We call people. But DeLong, before the first 9 months he was elected for, people started complaining that DeLong started blocking people who called him out, who supported him, who spent their money on him. He started to block them because they called him out. Because they question him on some of the attitudes. They question him some of the actions that he took. When he came to the car business, he said he's not going to take any car that is going to worth $40,000. Before we know, DeLong started blocking people. But he said, it will be good. He said those were mistakes. He apologized for most of it. We supported him again. 2020, he was elected. There where now he starts showing his true color, his real DeLong. Here we are. DeLong is one of the most corrupt people right now in that Senate. For DeLong to have come and defended and lied to the Liberian people that they only spent $50,000 in Grand Bassa County, only to find out that they spent over $750,000. Only to find out that Prince Moyi said that they spent $8,000 to transport their money. The car that carried that money, that was real quality. $8,000 between Morovia to Grand Bassa. So it is frustrating. It is discouraging. But Liberia is our country. We cannot let it go down. We'll continue to do our best. We'll continue to encourage our people to do what they can to stand up for our people, encourage our people on the ground to learn their license, to follow people that can change their life, not to just follow people because of they're in the same party or they're from the same tribe or they're from the same county.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Yeah. Yeah, Mom, I know you went away for a second. So yeah, we're about to go, but before we do, like I told you earlier, the update on here is what I told you, the $20, $5 actually from sister, and also $100 from somebody to the Zelle. So that's what we have.
That's it. Yes. So technically it's 5 people. Maybe we'll end it tomorrow by God's help and then close up for the week, because that's not cool for SKTV on a Friday. Especially the previous Friday, we never did better anyway. So our people need to double their effort. Yeah, I mean, my response to the lawmaker here, I think he held his ground. I understand he's new. He's a freshman and he's still getting to know his way around. But at the end of the day, we would tell it's too early to start making predictions and judgment about him. I know he will protect the institution always, so he cannot say that the lawmakers are inherently corrupt. So he answered that question very skillfully, even though I know it's not the right way. But if I were in the position, I would have done the same. So I'm not going to hold him about that. And the callers, at least the lawmaker got a sense as to the kind of responses we get from our callers. At least he was in the hot seat today, so you could tell that people were calling, venting their anger. I think it's too early for him as well, especially when you come to the house. The thing about working in the house is you come there with your own ideas, but you have to build consensus with other people. Like the men of God who came the last time, like it's just a matter of time for you to be the prayer warrior, because the thing that goes on over there, to come from being a clergyman to a lawmaker in politics, I don't know how you made that transition, but that's Africa for you, not Liberia for you, because I know if you want to be a moralist for somebody who into religious activity, you would not be a lawmaker. That's why Mother Teresa never ran for public office and Dr. Martin Luther King, because the two cannot walk side by side. It's almost impossible for you to be a clergyman and be a lawmaker, because when it comes to government, it's all about doing what is expedient. It's not always doing what is right. And when you are a man of God, you must do what is right. So I don't want to criticize the man of God, but I know it's just a matter of time for you to show his true colors. But the colors today, like always, and tomorrow we'll be diving into this Indonesia Accord. Like I said, $3.5 million on the table again, like South Korea. We will bring the details and the breakdown for our listening audience tomorrow. We did our deep dive on SKTV. The leaders that will be attending, it will be 100 and I think the total amount of countries in attendance, but most of them will be the parliamentarians. Only a few leaders and vice president will be there. I think there are only 6 of them. Most of them will be business people, because there's a multilateral and a bilateral kind of a summit. It's the second in 55 years. So that's a historical event as well. So we will be giving our people the details tomorrow about what to expect in terms of investment, because the people, you see the same move that South Korea made, that's why Indonesia, everybody want to get out of the comfort zone and go and exploring Africa, because Africa is the continent of resources, and you cannot grow your economy without crossing international borders. And it was something that China discovered almost 35 years ago. You know, China been an empire for almost 5,000 years, but they were just able to grow in the last 40 to 45 years and counting, because they thought that they could stay in China and become a world power, not knowing that to become a world power, you have to step out of your region and maybe your entire continent and go other places. That how the British, that how the American people were able to build that empire, and the Asian country are just catching up, and Indonesia is trying to take that same step by re-establishing international relations with countries. And two other presidents they always highlight when it comes to these things is Rwanda and Ghana. Nana Akufo-Addo and Paul Kagame will be 2 of the top speakers, because these countries are doing well. They are instituting good governance. They are presidents that have vision. So every time these big conferences come up, Nana Akufo-Addo and Paul Kagame is always on the top of the list. I can't say that for my country and Joseph Boakai, but we hope that the 50-man delegation that will be taken to Asia, I just hope they can bring the big in home. And I don't want to be the one to say.
But what does the bug and all go? Why you have to be the one going all the way? You didn't get other people that supposed to be going there, like vice president, other people representing their country. But Joe Baga do one for them.
Yeah, everybody want to stop in, huh? They all about to stop in. Why you think you're carrying 50? 50 people. Yeah. The man is carrying an entire army. That's a platoon.
Yeah, that's whole platoon, man.
50 with the wife and all.
Stop here right now, God.
We told our people before election, we say the problem in Liberia is mostly job and investment. These days, politics is not your 1970 or 1980 thing. It's all about business. It's all about resources. If you wanted a president who is versed in investment and bringing about job, why you got to vote for a bureaucrat? Why do you think Joseph Boakai is running everywhere? Because at the end of the day, it's not politics like before. We are living in a new dispensation. Everybody looking for resources. Everything is business minded now in the world of politics. So if I see Joseph Boakai going to a conference to bring about investors, if I don't put Joseph Boakai and an investor in a room now to discuss about business, Joseph Boakai never worked a single day in the private sector in his entire life. And you want me to believe that he will go to the international conferences to woo investors?
He doesn't even know what to say there. We don't know what's going on.
Oh, God. Our people always doing the opposite. If you wanted a businessman, you should have voted for a businessman. You can say you want business and job and investment, and you bring in a bureaucrat. It just doesn't work.
Yep. Muna, what say you before we go? We got to call it a day.
I know. Yeah, it was a good show.
Yeah,
it was a good show. We'll be tomorrow.
Yeah,
because on an issue. So please, please keep supporting SKTV. We know we'll always be all right. So we all can share out there. So please, you guys, please keep supporting. Hats up to all our supporters, well-wishes, sympathizers, our many listeners, across the globe. Until then, I'll catch you tomorrow.
Thank you, Mona. Thank you as always. Folks, I want to say thank you to all of you for sticking with us for at least 2 hours. I want to encourage you to always support and share our show. It's important. We know many of you have been supporting SKTV. Some of you haven't done anything. We want to encourage everybody to support SKTV. But again, with or without your financial support, we want you to always be here to share the show. If you get money to share with us, we will take it. We will appreciate you. If you don't have anything, that's fine. We will do our best to come on. We'll do our best to be on the radio, also to be on all the platforms we can be on. Your support can only supplement, our effort. We'll continue to be here. I want to say thank you to all of you. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your support. We appreciate you sharing the show. We appreciate you sticking with us for at least the past 2 hours. Thank you so much. And we'll see you tomorrow. You have a wonderful weekend.